What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Against All Odds podcast. We've had a little bit of a hiatus, but we're going to start season 4 off with a bang. Exciting episode this time, huh?
I'm back.
Yep, Mimi's back. So finally,
that's what we're going to call it.
Mimi's back?
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
But this is season 4, episode 1. Season 4 is going to be a short season, just kind of covering off season.
Yeah, I mean, you guys probably noticed, but it kind of goes like off season, in season, off season.
Yeah, that's the general plan.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What did we start on?
Huh?
We started in season.
Yes.
I said it wrong.
Okay. But anyway, so season 4, here we go. Let's roll the intro and let's get started. Okay.
Normally, we hide our cat during
Yes.
podcasts, but we have nowhere to put her, so she might do something annoying.
Yeah,
she
so
will do something
If
annoying.
you're watching on YouTube or listening and you're hearing some cat noises or you're seeing Gucci pop up on the screen, sorry in advance.
Yes.
But anyway, this podcast is going to kind of cover how off season's been going. Going to talk kind of like the plans for next year and everything. But yeah,
before we do that,
we got some exciting news. Go ahead.
we're getting married. I'm just kidding. We are.
Oh, yeah.
But that wasn't the news. We have a sponsor.
Yes, that's the very first sponsor of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited for it. So they sponsored a few episodes. So it's chaossoccergear.com. It's the Chaos Soccer brand. Really, really excited about this. I've actually worked with them before back in 2017 off season, right before I was heading off to St. Louis. They sent me a really cool their soccer ball that they made. It was a really high quality soccer ball. I think it was like $80 or something.
One?
Aztec had all the Aztec print on it, and I really liked it. I actually still have it in Portland. It's just probably flat in my garage right now because I'm not back in Portland that much.
You gotta see this.
Hey, Gucci. Anyway, Chaos Soccer Gear is a very young brand that is starting up. They have the soccer ball, like I said. They have the ball pump. They have a T-shirt, and they're really looking to
Everything you need.
They have everything you need.
You don't need anything else.
And they're looking to expand and grow and add more products. So I really highly suggest checking them out. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description. Chaos Soccer Gear. chaossoccergear.com. If you're listening, one more time, that's chaossoccergear.com. So thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. All right, so let's get into it. Mimi, how's it been? How have you been? How's off season been for you?
Pretty good. I got engaged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the lucky dude?
I feel so rusty.
I know, I can
you
tell.
You feel rusty too.
I feel good. I'm ready to go. I'm rocking and rolling. Do you just hear me do that that sponsored podcast promo?
Yeah, that was the third time we've recorded it.
Why do you have to throw me under the bus?
Because you're throwing me under the bus.
Yeah, so basically, let's go talk about, so we just were leaving Tulsa. So you flew
our
to Tulsa.
last podcast was with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Then we left Tulsa like the next day.
Yeah.
We put all of our stuff in a storage unit because we were like, we don't know where we're going. We didn't want to bring everything back to Portland or to San Diego. And then if he re-signed for Tulsa, we'd have to bring it all back. So it's in a storage unit. We got out of that lease, finished that lease, and we've been here.
Yeah. And so that was like what you said. That was like my kind of like plan. And this is what sucks. I mean, you guys have seen me bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling with the talks with the coaches and the talks that I had with my agent and everything that I was going to be headed back to Tulsa. And I already expressed that I wanted to go back to Tulsa. But you just never know.
I know, everyone's like, oh, they got a storage unit. They're for sure staying in Tulsa. And it was like, no, we have no idea where we're going. So, but there's a possibility we might go back to Tulsa or somewhere nearby or even on the East Coast.
But actually, when I was with Orange County back in 2016, I was told by like the general manager pretty much just says like, oh yeah, we're really, really happy with you. We really are looking for you for next year. You know, we want to continue these talks for next year. So in your head, you kind of like, okay, sweet, going back to Orange County. And then just as fast as you think that's going to happen, boom.
Yeah, that's a good lesson for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play soccer, but I've noticed that happen to a lot of players. Whenever the coach, whenever the general manager, whenever anybody important says something to you, unless there's a contract that comes along with it, like you can't trust it.
That's what 100%. I say. I don't get my hopes up, or I tell, especially you, remember I was like, don't get excited till I put pen to paper. And even then, you still never know.
And even when you do get a contract, like, is it the contract you want? Yeah. Like, you can never get too excited or set on something.
Yeah, so I went through that with 2016. I literally was like, okay, I'll probably go back to Orange County. And then everything changed. New owners came in. They completely rebranded Orange County Soccer Club. Almost exactly what happened with Tulsa.
Yeah.
But they never even called me back to go back to Orange County. So here, I wanted to go back. The coach was telling me he wanted to go back. But the new owners could have, been saying, oh, yeah, we want you. We want you. And then as soon as offseason hits, nope, we're going a different direction. So I had the unit in Tulsa, the storage unit. And if I wasn't going to re-sign back there, then it was going to basically for an off season I have to fly into Tulsa and wherever I found out I was going to be, get the stuff and either sell it, just give it away for free, and then drive to wherever I was going to go.
That was a pretty safe bet though, because Tulsa's like in the center of the United States.
Yeah, so it's good.
Next to no other large city, but we would have gotten there somehow.
Yeah. But I ended up re-signing, and I got the contract. I was basically. Why
don't you tell how the whole thing happened? Because you weren't telling anybody anything.
Because I was keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I basically around September, October, I was getting some pretty serious talks with the head coach. I was going into meetings, and he was just kind of asking, are you happy here? And I was like, yes, I'm very happy here. He's like, what do you see yourself for next year? Would you want to come back here? And it was like, yes, I would very much want to come back here. We started talking numbers.
Would you say that, just as like a rule of thumb, when a club asks you that, do you think just always say yes?
No.
Just so you have something, or are you actually honest with them?
It is good to say that, just to have something. But at the same time,
I'd be happy to come back.
I would have been happy to go back to Orange County. I would have been happy to go back to St. Louis. Even with New Zealand, I was pretty clear.
Do any players actually say, no, I don't like it here?
Lots. You would be surprised. Smart? I think it's smart if you know that, for example, let's say I just hated it. Like, I really didn't like the head coach. I really didn't like the general manager. I didn't like the city. I didn't like how I was being treated. And no matter what, even if I would have got a good contract, I would have been, and let's say I wasn't playing at all. And they would have been like, yeah, we see you signing back again for the number 2, and you don't get a good contract. You get the same numbers. You're like, I'm just not happy. I want to try something else. Especially for me now, my resume is getting better and better each year.
Yeah.
So it's like I would have more confidence now. I'd be like, you know what? No, I want to try somewhere else. So it's definitely been done. But in my case, most of the teams, I'd be happy to go back to.
Yeah, that's why I can't see you doing it, because you haven't done it.
But I do think if you have any doubt that, maybe I do want this as backup,
just
say yes, I am happy here. Because you can always later say no, but it's hard to say no and then come back and say yes. So that's a good point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. But then so we basically were talking even numbers, we were talking bonuses, like literally getting down to the actual contract. Yeah, the nitty gritty. and then basically I was pretty much happy. Like I was like, it was a pay increase, all this stuff. So I was happy.
So then on the drive back, because we drove from Tulsa to San Diego, on the drive back, I think like the day we started driving, you got the first contract sent over.
Yeah.
And then basically you looked at that. Your agent looked at that. They wanted to change a couple things.
A little negotiation.
It took like a week or two to finally get exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, because every time, it is a business. I mean, even though you're close with your coach, you're close with the GM, at the end of the day, they're trying to get you for as cheap as possible, for as little as possible.
Maybe hide something. No.
And you are trying to get the best thing for yourself.
Yeah. And you have been playing long enough now, and this is your second year with them, so you have a little more leverage.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that at the beginning, it's your first contract, and be like, you know what, actually, I want a bigger bonus, Yeah,
it's a combination of looking out for yourself and knowing your value, and also not being greedy, because I always look at it too, it's hard, but the greedier you are, the harder it is to get a contract.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But at the same time, though, just to be realistic, you do have other things to fall back on. You have YouTube. You have Become Elite. Mm-hmm. So at the same time, some players do have to be greedier. If they have a family, they have kids, they have a wife that they have to support that can't work because they're immigrants. You know what I mean? There's huge things that these players have to deal with, though. And you kind of feel bad because they can't just take whatever comes their way, you know?
And then I think it was November 3rd, November 4th, right at the beginning of November. So I think I was here for a week. And then that's when I got the full contract that I was happy with. My agent was happy with. Obviously Tulsa was happy with because they sent it my way. And I signed it. And that's always even though that is my, let's say I've done Germany, Orange County, St. Louis, New Zealand, Tulsa. So that's my 6th contract now.
Number 4 is funny.
My 4.
If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you gotta look how he holds up number 4.
I
He
can't.
His whole family can't do the 4. They all look like crabs.
And if you're listening, it's just like the German way. So you like
Start with
thumb is 1, then 2, 3, 4. So
it's so funny when you're with all the Sheldons and you have them all try to do it. They're all like this.
We can't just put. If you're listening, just hold down your pinky. So you're raising up all the first 4 fingers. I can't. Can you do it?
Yes, I can do it. Everybody can do it.
That's impressive. You're an impressive specimen.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So that was my 6th contract that I've gotten.
And do you think they took the longest to announce you, or was last Tulsa?
Last year was
because that was like January.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't get it until January, I guess.
Oh no! This was St. Louis was a while as well.
They like to hold out and build the hype.
About it. They build the hype. They also they have to do the write up. They have to make the Instagram posts, and then they also have to actually send it into the league for approval. So even when you sign it and they sign it and everything's good, it's still you have to send it to the USL or whatever league you're playing in to get approved. They get back to them. It's a lot of steps.
Yeah, it's weird because you want to be excited and celebrate and tell everybody, but at the same time,
you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like honestly getting a new job and then you're not allowed to say where it is. It's like what?
Until the job announces.
Yeah, or even if you're an actor, it's I got a movie, but I can't tell you.
Yeah. Well, they probably might. That might happen. I don't know.
No.
I've never been an actor before.
One day.
Maybe. Absolutely not. I can't do it. I cannot.
You would be so bad.
I'm so bad at doing scripted
lines. Cue
lines.
Shelley's outtakes right now.
No, I'm not going to edit this. So there's no way. I can't do scripted. Whenever I have to do a video and I have to write a script or read off a script, it's terrible. I have to freestyle it.
Do you know what's so weird about that?
Huh.
It's just, I guess, an example of that. You would think your game analysis videos would be... Look at Gucci right now.
Oh.
Can you guys see this in the video? I can see half of it.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Oh. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you would think the game analysis videos, I feel from my point of view, would be the hardest to film, just because you're describing what you're thinking in the moment and the whole game, and it's you record the whole thing nonstop.
Yeah.
And then you'd think going out and just describing 3 different kick styles would be easier, but for you, you can sit down and do a full game analysis of the full game without messing up.
One take.
Without messing up. But then when you go to the field, you're okay, I'm going to film a video about how to kick a long ball. It will take 400 takes.
Well, do you know why?
Because it's structured.
No, but do you know why, even for that, though? Because it's you know how
that
many...
comes naturally to you?
Well, it's you know how many times in training, it's sit, get the ball, sit, ping a ball out to Matt on the wing. Matt, you take a touch down the line, and then I want you to cross it right away. That's literally
I know, but you literally can't even say, hi, my name is Matt. In the other videos. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Not to call you out, but it's insane. I will listen to you recording a game analysis voiceover.
Yeah.
And you'll get it one take. No mistakes. You don't even stutter.
Video.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's the complete opposite. I don't know. It's just weird.
Maybe it's the pressure.
Yeah, I think it is because you want to get it so perfect, and you also, I don't know if you guys might not have noticed because it's a YouTuber thing, but some people will just edit, if they mess up in a sentence, they'll just
edit that out.
Yeah, they'll edit that out or start off on the last word that was okay, but you like to do the full sentence correctly with no editing.
Yeah.
So you have to if you mess up on the last word, I'm no, because you go all the way to the beginning.
Yeah, I know, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, you
just make it harder for yourself.
Yeah, it depends on the video too. If it's a 4-minute long, here's a really good instructional video, I like it to be clean. I like it to be clean and I was thinking clean and crisp. Clean, and so it came out as clean.
Yeah.
I like it to be clean.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But if it's me talking about how I just picked up Chipotle for dinner, it's okay. I can maybe edit out the
3 takes and you're good.
Yeah, 3 takes only. But yeah, so I got the contract. I was super excited. I finally got it. So even though it was my 6th contract, it's still a very exciting thing.
Show up.
You still get.
No, I've just had so many contracts.
Every time you put the pen to paper, write the signature, you get it in front of you. It's a very great rush that you get, and it's awesome. And I don't think no matter how many you get, it's ever gonna get old.
I think it's so funny to think about all the situations that you sign them in. This last one, it was so funny. You were gonna sign it, but we wanted to film it because you wanted to put it in the video when you actually announced it. I remember my mom was outside gardening, and my dad was drawing up a plan or something. I was okay, he's signing it, because you were finally signing it because it came, and we were just sitting on it. So they all came in, like, my mom's, like, holding her gardening gloves, and I'm, like, with the camera, and you just sign. And they're like, all right, back to work. Like, it just went back to normal.
But that is the perfect analogy or description of how it really does feel.
Yeah, but it's funny because, like, that's how it feels for you, but then it's also how it feels for us, because we know you're not going to be, like, celebrating. Like, we took a shot once for, like, the first one, you know? But now it's just like, all right, good job.
Yeah.
See you next year.
But even for you, like, I don't know, everybody has that image. It's almost like the same thing. Like, everybody has the image of what it is going to be like to be a professional soccer player. And then you get there and you're like, wow, you really do just go to training, come back home, and you chill for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to training, come back home, and chill for the rest of the day. And then you do that every single day for 9 months straight. And then when you travel, you just stay in the hotel room and you chill, you know?
I think also, like, TV and, like, ESPN stuff have, like, hyped up, like, signing contracts.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm sure when Neymar signs, like, a $500 million contract, it's, like, a big deal. But, like, most of the time in the real world, it's just like, all right, fax that. And it took us, like, 10 tries to fax, or whatever, to scan it. Like, it's not like there's cameras everywhere. And
Yeah. At the higher levels, it's a bigger deal. But yeah.
Because, like, yeah.
But that's a very select few of pros that do that.
Or, like, if it's a draft or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like, even I was looking at, like, the stat of 75% of professional soccer players in the world make less than $4,000 a month.
Okay, you might not want me to bring this up, but I thought it was interesting. My hairdresser tonight, Brian, we were talking about SoulCycle, because this girl next to us was, like, nonstop talking about SoulCycle, and he was like, do you know how much the SoulCycle instructors make? And I was like, thinking maybe, like, tops, like, $4,000 a month would be like, that's pretty good for a SoulCycle instructor.
Yeah.
$100,000 a year.
Why?
That's what I heard, at least in New York City.
Oh, well, New York City.
But the instructors,
yeah.
the SoulCycle instructors get paid more than professional soccer players.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Like the average professional soccer player.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not even the average, the 75% of soccer players.
That's what I meant, like the stat you just said.
Yeah, that is really funny.
And I'm not trying to downplay the work that they do if any SoulCycle instructors are listening to this, but that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure it's different from city to city, but still.
I had no idea. Yeah. And he's like, well, you know, it's I don't know if he's being sarcastic, but it's like, you know, it's hard though. They have to, like, come with music and, like, a playlist, and they have to be, like, all pumped up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I could do that. Give me
Why don't you be SoulCycle
Give me
instructor then?
Because I can't work it out.
Mimi's been having a lot of migraines lately.
Exercise induced, so that's great.
Yeah. But
it's literally a thing. Like, it's a thing.
So which basically means every single time that Mimi exercises, she gets a migraine shortly after.
Like, if I go to the gym and walk on a treadmill at 3.5, which is like a slow walk for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That is enough to do it.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. It's literally like it's the worst type of injury, because it's like when you're 100% healthy to work out, but you just can't.
Yeah. And the hard part is, like, working out for me is, like, that's motivation for the rest of my day to be healthy. Yeah. So it's really, really, really hard to wake up and to just eat healthy and to stick to a healthy routine without that, like, because that almost, like, sets your mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, I don't have that. Yeah. So I'm really struggling to, I don't know.
No, it makes sense.
But you've been through that. But I was talking to my hairdresser about that too. Like, everybody has their thing. Like, my thing right now that I'm just dealing with is migraines. But like, you've had surgeries. Like, everybody has things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You don't have many things. I have a lot of things.
Me?
Yeah. I was just trying to think, like, what is your thing? And then
just the, knock on wood, just the sports hernias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you probably felt in that time that it was, like, never ending.
Yeah. God, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole in this podcast. Yeah. And then, so where were we? Oh, off season. So after I signed my contract, I went back to Portland, and you thought I was this is the engagement section of the podcast. This is where you went
shopping for it.
Yeah, so I went back to Portland, and I had my mom and my sister help me pick out the ring.
Your dad and your brother also came because they got jealous.
Yes, they were like, "Oh, we want to see the ring." So then they came and helped out. So my whole family was just ring shopping.
I can just totally see them, like, acting like they're too cool for it,
Yeah.
but like trying to look at it. Yeah, like
That's
cool.
pretty accurate. And then that was much easier than I thought it would be.
Did you plan that just to do that, or were you like, oh, this will line up perfectly?
Nah, well, because I knew like we were gonna go to Europe, and I knew that I wanted to do majority of my training here.
Yeah.
So I was like, I should go to Portland sometime in November, and then I was like, that'd be a good time to also. It was like both things. Like I knew I needed to go to Portland first to get the ring. I also knew that I was gonna be down here majority training, so I was like. Yeah, I was like, I'll spend like a week and a half in San Diego, go up to Portland for a week and a half, get the ring sometime in there, come back to San Diego pretty much for good, Europe,
See,
Canada.
that's why it didn't occur to me at all that you would be doing that, because I was like, oh, he wants to see his family. Like, he hasn't been home in a year.
Yeah.
I did not think at all that that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
I got the ring, and it was easy. I thought I was going to go in and be completely lost about what to get. I thought I was going to have any gut feeling, but I literally was in there like, nope, yes, I like that one, this one, no, now it's bad. And you just kind of compare and contrast until you get down to your favorite.
Tell them how you described me to the jeweler. They're like, what is she like?
Well, I was like, well, she is from California, from San Diego. She's blonde, and she's an interior designer, so she likes design. And
then they ask like what their style
Yeah.
is like, because a lot of times that can help the person get an idea of what they should show you, you know?
And I was like, well, she really likes clean lines, modern, white, like very modern, minimalistic type architecture and like interior design, but also antique and vintage, and which is the exact
Like
opposites.
grandma. Would you say you're like cool, modern, but then like a little bit of grandma?
The grandma style in there, and the lady's like, "What?" And then so I just pulled up your Instagram, and I showed her like a couple of your posts that was like exactly what I just said, and she's like, "Oh, I see." And then I found a ring that has a little bit of the vintage kind of look, but also like it's pretty skinny and modern. It was like I was like perfect. It took like an hour, and then I got the ring, and then, yeah, it was easy. And then came down, and then pretty much after like a day or two of being here, told your parents, which was really fun.
Why? Because I feel like they're going to want to know things that you didn't say in the videos and stuff. Like, why did you choose to do it now?
Now,
Because you're just making it seem like, I'll just go buy a ring.
so I knew at the very beginning this year, actually December, so almost exactly a year ago is when I fully committed. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I started saving
Yeah,
up.
I'll do it.
I started saving, but basically in my head,
Sounds so romantic.
in my head it was almost like I was kind of like my sister and my mom were like, hey, you've been dating for 5 years. My sister was like even said it like 2 years ago, like, so are you gonna do it or what?
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
mean,
know?
we always knew we
Yeah.
like wanted to end up together, obviously, but it
And then
just seemed like impossible at many times because of
Yeah, and I knew I still want to play for a few
Life.
more years, and so I didn't want to wait till that'd be like year 8 or something. And then I was like, it felt like a good time. We had been living together for a while. I don't know, and it just was just like, yeah. I mean, I kept on saying like, if it's gonna happen no matter what's the difference of doing it now? Thought it'd be just exciting, and so I was like, yeah. So I started saving up a year ago, and I finished saving up, and I was in Tulsa. But then I was like, I don't want to do it in Tulsa. I want to do it like at Mimi's like home. I want to do it in San
like where
Diego.
it means something.
Yeah, where it's like that's like because we always go down to that beach that I proposed at. So then the proposal was, I mean, if you guys probably watched the video if you saw it, but it's just said that I need to go down the beach and to get some drone shots or something.
And we were gonna go to a nice dinner, so that's how he got me to dress up.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have known something was up because he ironed his pants. That's what everyone always asks me, like, did you like see it coming? I'm like, no, but now that I think about it, he was ironing his pants. So
This is pretty good.
I told you.
Just took a sip of Mimi's juice.
I told you.
What is this, carrot and ginger?
Well, there is carrot and ginger. Also, 2 other things, like lemon and something else.
Huh.
And if you bring this back, they give you $1 off your next one.
That is quite the deal.
Because it's $11.
Are you kidding me? That's a Chipotle burrito.
I didn't feel good. I really didn't feel good. And I walked past this place and I was like, I need something.
They charge $11 for a juice?
It's raw, organic.
It says $11.
Have you ever tried juicing though? It's a lot of work.
No.
It is a lot of work.
No.
There's a lot of pieces. You have to wash a lot of things.
See, this is why I'm scared about a joint bank account. Because you just spent $11 on juice.
You didn't know how bad I felt. I thought I was going to die.
Oh,
I wouldn't
man.
normally do that.
Oh, jeez.
I felt like I was going to die.
Okay, well. Well, anyway, long story short, I proposed and she
And we're
said...
going to join a banking account soon. Banking account?
Bank account. That's-
Banking account. I combine bank and checking.
And then
I don't want checking. I want credit.
Wow. Okay. No.
Yes.
No. Yeah. We're gonna go through that thing where I literally have to cut up your credit cards.
No, they're gonna be metal.
Then I'll go to the.
Well, melt them.
Yeah, I'll get a welding mask. And
I'm good with money. He's just being dramatic, like always.
In other news, so right around that time, after I proposed and after I signed the contract, basically right before it was announced.
I thought you meant our proposal was announced. Like in what?
No,
they used to announce them in newspapers, like in your town.
Gosh, that sounds so old.
And like that's how you'd find out who was like before Facebook, like who was engaged and stuff.
What a weird time.
And like obituaries, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, but it was fun.
Should do that.
It was the day went crazy perfect too. Like I was surprised with how perfect everything went. Like you were on time, and my sister was the photographer.
Yeah, so he had his sister, he had his whole family flying from Portland. Emily, his sister, was waiting at the beach, like hiding to take pictures because she's a really good photographer. And then he proposed there, and then we drove to dinner with Emily, and his whole family was at dinner. My whole family was there. My brother, his girlfriend from LA, like everybody. Oh, it just stopped recording.
All right, keep going.
You are recording our voices, right? I just want to make sure.
See how there's lines? Just kidding.
Do you see how he treats me? Do you see this?
So we went, and then we had a big dinner, which is the way to do it. If any of you guys are listening, most of you probably don't have fiancés yet. So that's the way to do it, honestly. Should you make propose. A tutorial video? That's a good idea.
Everyone actually said that. They're like, you should make a tutorial on how to propose.
Because it went perfect. Everything went smooth.
My whole thing is like, you still want it to be an intimate moment. Like you still, I mean, at least I did. Like, I'm glad that you just had Emily there. Like, because I've seen some proposals, and I'm not saying this is bad. So if you did this, it's fine. But like, where the whole family like comes out from behind a tree or something, like everybody. And I just think that can be a little overwhelming. Yeah. And like, I guess in my head, I just kind of pictured it as like this like intimate thing. And it was cool because at the beach, like there was no one else there. There was just like a couple young, our age people at the top of the stairs, and that was it. Like, but then we got to celebrate with everybody and like experience it.
It was the perfect, I really liked how it happened. Because that's just what you said. And then and then afterwards, even at the beach, how many times did I ask you, like, were you surprised? Do you like the ring? Like, it was like 6 times.
I was like, I haven't even looked at the ring. You don't even like you're almost numb, and like that's why I'm so glad we recorded it too, because I didn't remember my reaction. I didn't even remember. Yeah. All I just remember was like I saw you, and then I just like turned around. I was like, it's too much. Yeah. But it was funny, because he was asking me, he's like, what do you think of the ring? Like, does it fit? Do you like it? Is it the right color? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I haven't even seen it.
But you almost, like, run out of things to talk about, too. So, like, if we would have just gone out to dinner, it was just us.
See, I disagree with you, because you keep saying, like, it'd be so awkward if it was just us. I'm like, why would it be awkward? We've been just us for 6 years. Like, we could go to dinner. I'm sure we'd have something to talk about if we were engaged.
But I almost feel like, because you're so excited to tell everybody and to talk, that it's almost, at the dinner just feels like, not a waste of time, but it feels like a let's get this out, let's get this out of the way, over and done, so we can go home and talk to your family, talk to your brother, and then go, talk to my family. So it was like, because don't you think at dinner we would have just been like,
I'm like, just looking at my hand.
Yeah, and so
I feel weird that I'm not wearing it right now, but I just took a bath, and it's like I'm wearing my pajamas. Okay.
But yeah, so it was perfect because intimate moment at the beach, all surprised. Intimate.
That's not a word.
Intimate.
No.
Intimate moment at the beach.
Sounds like you're saying the Willamette.
Yeah, in Portland, it's a river.
Intimate.
And then all the fun celebration with all the family, because we got there and everyone's like, "Tell us what happened! Oh my gosh!" Like, and you tell the little funny stories.
But I wouldn't disagree with you. I think my brother's dog is here. If you can hear that, sounds like a wolf.
What's up?
But I do think that if you do it more intimate and you just go to dinner with each other or spend the night, with each other talking, I don't think that's bad.
No, it would have been fun.
I think that we do have a culture, though, of like wanting to overshare and not live in the moment, though. Do you disagree?
No,
I think it would be I think it would be important if you could, propose and then go to dinner and not you have to tell everybody that second. Yeah. Like, I know there's an urge, but it's almost like I feel like in this day and age, like that urge is just controlling us. You know what I mean?
I just look at, like, what would be the most fun? Like, what would I enjoy?
I know, because right after it happened, you took a picture, like, I'm posting on Instagram, like, while we were on the beach, too.
Yeah, because
I know, because you're just excited, but at the same time, I'm just saying, I don't think it's bad if you have to wait an hour to tell people something, you know?
Yeah. No.
But it is hard. It's very hard.
Mm-hmm. But it went well.
You lost it, like, 10 seconds before you shared it.
I was just like, I'm going to post an Instagram story. Like, I was like, that'd be cool. And then everyone was like, Mimi was like, no, we'll wait till tomorrow. Like, what? Psychopath? What's wrong with you? Yeah. Wait until a full day.
It's almost like it's kind of fun having, like, a secret that nobody else knows. You know
okay.
what I mean?
This is the difference between us, too.
Oh, yeah. I what's that called? Prolonging.
Delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification. I am the queen.
No, but what I was going to say is that I had to hold on the secret for almost a full year.
That's true, because right when it was over, you're like, I'm done.
I know. And then you had to hold on the secret for, at that point, 25 seconds. So there's a little bit of a
okay,
difference.
But also, it's just the type of person we are. Because for me, I have delayed gratification to a fault. Like, if we go somewhere and we get something, like, in and out, in the car, we go through a drive-thru, we get in and out, Shelly will want to eat it the second that it hits his lap. He'll want to eat it. But I will want to wait till we get home, no matter how long it takes, get changed in my comfy clothes, get an ice water, get a YouTube video up, heat up my In-N-Out because by then it's going to be cold, get all comfy, get my slippers on, and then eat it.
I'm already asleep at that point.
And yeah, he was asleep at that point.
Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, that's what it is. I like moments to be perfect. And you just don't care. You're like, whatever.
Well, I just like eating the food when it's meant to be eaten at the perfect temperature.
For me, that's not, like, I need to have everything around me and, like, myself perfect before I can, like, enjoy it.
So I'm saying the psychopath.
I think it's just, like, I'm just overly...
Psychopathic?
I overthink. No.
Overthinker?
But I do with literally everything. Like, this juice, I bought this juice because I felt awful when I was leaving the hair salon. And I didn't open it because I knew I wanted to save it for the podcast. So I came home and I put it in the fridge. I didn't even open it yet. I ate my dinner and then I just opened it for the podcast.
Hope it's worth it.
You would have chugged it on the way home.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. It's one of those things, though, where, like, I can't see why you would be that, like, any other way besides myself, you know? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Like, why you wouldn't just eat it?
Yeah, like, it seems crazy to me that you do that. Like, Shelly, too, if you go to the movies and you, like, get a snack, like a candy at the beginning or popcorn, he will finish it before the trailers are done. Because he likes a flavor explosion. And, like, I pace myself, like, one piece, like, per every 10 minutes so that it, like, lasts. See? This is why we can't share stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have we been going for?
I don't know.
Let me check. 33.
That's good. So let's talk about the Tulsa rebrand. So
yeah.
I no longer play for the Tulsa Roughnecks.
He plays for the Tulsa Softnecks.
That was so bad.
You look like you're asleep right now. You need to wake up.
No, I those jokes are putting me to sleep.
No, they were like that. That's why I said it, to wake you up.
No, Tulsa is now FC Tulsa, which I am a huge fan of. I love the colors, love the logo.
Some people might think it's weird, but I feel like this happens a lot in the USL because I feel like they change hands a lot.
Name changes?
Just like a whole organization change. Like, I can think of like 10 right now that have done this in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also because the U.S. soccer is in its infancy. Like, compared to Europe, where teams have been around for 100, 200 years. It's like we have teams around for a year, brand new, still coming out, you know?
Yeah, like, let's change it.
And so, literally, like, you have to, like, really develop the brand and then get it all settled and then... So, yeah.
But it's really cool. I mean, we don't want to, like, do a lot of editing with this podcast, but if you want to see the new logo... You
always do this.
It's going to be on his Instagram.
No. I'm just laughing because it's like... That's like the thing every podcast. You're always like, he'll throw it on the screen right now.
We're going to put it right here.
I'm like, maybe.
I know. I'm getting the gist now. You don't want to do any editing. So it's on his Instagram. You can go to the FC Tulsa Instagram, but it's really cool. It's gold and white, and the city is known for like Art Deco stuff. Apparently, they have like a lot of Art Deco architecture and things from that period. So it's just really cool, and it's like a big bird that's like the Oklahoma State bird, and you're a fan of the colors.
Yeah, the main two colors are white and gold,
and then the accent color, I guess,
is like a seafoam green, which is, I think it looks really, really good.
What are they have a name for it.
Patina green. Yeah,
it's kind of like the color that copper turns.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's like what it actually
It reminds me of Copenhagen.
Yeah, because all the roofs in Copenhagen are like that, and like sculptures and stuff.
I was just imagining when you're like telling me to edit, the logo will be here. Follow my finger.
Over
now fire explosion coming out of my hands.
I just want to see Michael Scott's like magic tricks and he's like doing this stuff.
But I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked for the whole.
He's just stoked because he looks good in white and gold.
And I think also that the new owners with the hiring, I mean, they're hiring new people for the front office. They're really expanding.
They're reaching out to some really good players.
So the players that have talked to me.
They've re-signed him, so it's already a win.
So the right back position needs work, but other than that, but yeah, I just think it's going to be a really good year, and hopefully the investment pays off, because it's just when you're winning and the season's going well, it's just a year of just a lighter atmosphere.
Really?
Training is just better. It just feels so much better when you're losing.
Wait, better than losing?
When you're losing every single weekend and you're going through losing streaks and you're just not performing, it's very stressful because everybody's stressed. The coaches are stressed because everybody's job's on the line, even up to the GM. Like the players are stressed because they know that most of them are going to get the axe, Yeah. The coaches are stressed because they're like, okay, that could be my job, and literally like
it's everybody's job on the line.
Yeah.
Like from the top to the bottom.
Coaches literally will have speeches like at halftime when you're losing, like, you guys are like pissing this away. This is my job. If I can't come back here and I can't provide for my family, my kids, I want to let you know, like, you guys are the one, because you're not putting the effort on the field.
That's awful.
It's
if
terrible.
If anybody tells you that is not.
I've been told
not
that.
Okay.
I've been told that almost every single season.
I personally think it's like school. Like, the students are a reflection of the faculty, the curriculum, everything.
See, but at the same time,
yeah, you disagree with me on that.
I think who's on the coach. The coach has to stand there and watch.
The coach picks the people that are playing. They pick how they're playing. They pick when they're playing.
See, I'm a big proponent. I think that it's the players on the field. I think it's the players on the field.
That would be an interesting, if they can comment on whatever they're listening to, that'd be interesting to see
what their thoughts are.
Who they agree with.
See, even whenever the teams are doing bad, I rarely think it's and the coaches automatically get fired so quickly. Like, I don't know. Like, part of me just feels like if it's hard and
okay, but let's give it a scenario.
Yeah.
Your team plays a game. Hypothetical team.
Yeah.
The coach plays a certain lineup.
Yeah.
They do subs at certain times.
Yeah.
That you disagree with. And in your opinion, they don't have the best people starting, or the people that flow the best starting. If you guys lose, you don't go home at night thinking, why did he play those people?
Well,
because that's how I always look at it.
I mean,
I always look at it like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, usually the cream rises to the top, and usually 90% of the players on the field are the ones that deserve to start. There might be a few positions where it's like, you know what, maybe I could see this guy, but even then, the margin between the players of those positions is close. And
but then why is there a coach if it's all just equal?
I don't think it's like I don't think it's just all the players on the field, but I do think that I would have to say, like, it's 80% of the players on the field and 20% coaching. And I've had discussions and arguments with my own teammates and everything.
It's just interesting.
And you can never answer it.
Yeah.
But I personally believe that even with soccer, that the manager's role is to really, is not as big as it's played up to be. I think it's players, 80% players, 20% coaching. I think that's
pretty, like, because telling of you. No, but just say something.
Yeah.
I think that shows, though, that, like, you're taking the responsibility for it, and I think that is big of you. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are the ones playing.
Yeah.
You guys are responsible for how it turns out, and it's not anybody else's fault. I think, to an extent, that is a good way to look at it. But at the same time, they're the conductor.
Yeah, but okay, here's with a conductor. The conductor starts going like this. I feel like you should still be able to stay on beat. And even like for a coach, like I will say this, every team I've played for, coaches have wanted slightly different things with me as a right back role. But when you're in the game, it's instincts. Like it's instincts. Like when that guy's coming at me, instinctually, like when you don't have time to be like, oh well, this coach wants me to open my. Sure, sometimes happen in the game when you have that time and you look for it, yeah. But 90% of the game is instincts.
Okay, but what about when a coach? Because they do this to you. What about when a coach says, "Shelly, I don't want you going forward as much. I want you to stay back." Do you think that the game could have turned out differently if you were allowed to push up?
I mean, you're a little bit more reserved, but if I see that opportunity, you're going to go for it. It's instincts. Again, like if I have that gut instinct that tells me to go.
If 2 out of 3 times that you normally would go up, you stay back.
Yeah. I mean, it's for
sure. Do
sure.
you think that it could have turned out differently?
Maybe, but like I think that again, it's so minute. Like I don't know.
Do coaches ever sit down at the beginning and just say like, how do you play?
No,
like, what do you like to do?
It's more of just like you can see like in the preseason
but
what
like,
their tendencies are.
Do they usually utilize the way that you instinctually like to play?
Uh-huh.
Because that's what it like kills me when a coach is like, "Okay, Shelly, stay back. Like, just don't do anything up there." It's like...
Well, no coach has ever said that. Usually it's just like, okay, we have their, like, for example...
But there are some games, though, where the right and left back are more back.
Because it's just like this left winger is fast and he stays high. So just be a little bit more cautious going forward because every time you go forward. So it's never like, you're staying back. Don't go... I've never had that.
Well, you know what I mean?
But then again, it's all instincts. Like, I'll just be playing and if I have that opportunity, I see that space in front of me, I'm not thinking like, well, I better be cautious because this. Yeah. It's kind of like I'm gonna go, and everybody it's just the players on the field. And when I go, the other players should know. Okay, we need to drop one more to sag back. So I really think it's 80% playing, 20% coaching. And I have argued with my teammates about that. I have teammates on my side that completely agree. It's super interesting.
Well, maybe I'm just biased.
Yeah, because you just want me to. Whenever I do bad, it can't be me. It's not.
Well, I just like when you are like play like yourself and play up your strengths, and because I saw you in college for many years like play, and you used to play striker. Like you did have that instinct to do stuff at the top, and now like I think you're really good at doing crosses. So it just kills me sometimes when the opportunity doesn't come, Yeah,
but it's also you're playing against college players. It's easier to do it.
You're doing more work. You're doing more work back there.
It's harder at the pro level because when you try to, you can't just do the same stuff you did. Even in high school, you should see my high school. I just took on 3 guys every single time I got the ball, pretty much.
Okay, but then what if this scenario was? Because I remember can I use like specific instances?
When?
Like at St. Louis.
Yeah.
There was a right back that played more conservative than you.
Yeah.
And you were a little more risky.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they would go with the more conservative choice.
Yeah.
In that case, like never in your head were you like, I think we need to be riskier here.
Well, I mean, if I wasn't starting, I was always like, yeah, I think I should be starting. Like
well, yeah, but in that case, like, is it the cream rise to the top, or is it they just like a different style?
Well, that's the thing.
Because in that case, like, do you think a different style would
work
work
the right
better?
backs that played at St. Louis, like Wes, Tavo, Austin Ledbetter, are all very, very good professionals. They're still playing in the game, and we're all very different. Yeah, and sure, it's like they put in like Tavo, or they put in Austin, or they put in Wes. Of course, I'm like, I want to play, but I never am thinking like, wow, Wes is a terrible right back. I should be playing. Because Wes is amazing. He got And I'm not just saying that to be politically correct, because I really like Wes got drafted to the MLS like for being a right back. Like he's a great right back. Tavo's a great player that can play right back, and so it's just like, yeah, sure they go with a different style. Sure, maybe my gut is like, man, I feel like I could be attacking more. I feel like I could do better here. But at the same time, they have strengths that are better than mine, and you just have to be humble enough to be like, yeah, you know what? You hope that they do well, and that you still have the confidence to think that you can go in there and do just as good or even better. But it's like I never look at it and be like with a toxic like attitude.
Yeah, no, I think that's really smart of you. I think that like what I meant by that example was because you were saying like most coaches, because they're smart and they're coaches, will choose the best player to play. Mm-hmm. But in some instances, it's because that style lines up with what they want, not because they're better. Because like you, Tava, West, no one's better.
Yeah.
You just have different styles.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, it's like the coach is controlling the outcome.
Yeah, but then even then, it's just like, okay, well, West.
But yeah, all of them should be able to win.
You have to have the thing. It's like, okay, I'm not going to go in this game, whatever. But at the same time, it's the players on the field, and I still believe that all 4 of those guys, or 3 of those guys, and me could all go out there and win. And even if we lose, sure, like whoever the coach, Preki at that time would put that player out there, but you're just like, yeah, it's the play. At the end of the day, it's those players on the field who determine the outcome of the game.
So then, how do you feel when you see like a huge club over in Europe? Like, if they're doing really bad, they're like a huge losing streak, so they fire the coach, like Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, I just said, yeah.
Is that what you already said that?
Yeah, like I
wasn't listening. I never heard that.
I disagree with that.
You disagree with that?
Well,
like,
okay.
If the team is on a losing streak, you think don't just sack the coach.
Year after year after year, yeah. But like all this like inter season firing, and I think it's overdone, and I think that the fans think that bringing in a new coach is going to change everything. And sure, sometimes it might change the attitude of the players, and sometimes it will help.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, it's just like I've been in teams where you've had a coaching change, and you literally are playing, and you're like, well,
it's the same people playing.
It's the same people playing, and then you go like, and I'm going to play the same exact way.
And then if you win, they're like, oh, this coach is the best.
Exactly. And if you lose, it's like, oh, this is even worse. Get a new coach in here. So that's how like I've been there.
Well, I mean, I feel like humans. It's the thing. It's like humans are always wanting to find blame.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They're always trying to find blame. And especially with companies and shareholders and everything, stakeholders, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like, they want to see change if something's not going right.
And at Sacramento, because actually it was Preki. Again, Preki at Sacramento left to go pursue another opportunity. Paul Buckle came in, and I had a conversation with one of the veteran players. And I was like, what do you think of the new coach coming in? He goes, it doesn't matter. And I was like, what? He's like, I'm going to play the same way. Like, it's like, sure, whatever, he might want a little bit longer ball, he wants this, but I'm going to play my game that I always do. And I was like, well, coaches, yeah, sure. Right. Coaches, I think...
Yeah, that's definitely a light bulb moment.
I think coaches are very important with planning a good session to figure that stuff out, and I think they have a style, and sometimes that style is better, but again, 80-20. 80% is players on the field. It's the people on the field playing. Because how would you feel if I was a coach now... if I turn into a coach, where do you think you're going to put the blame?
On you.
We'll see.
No, but
I guarantee that if I'm a coach in 10 years and then I have a team out there that loses, you're going to go, man, your players just don't want to run out there. They're not working hard. I guarantee. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I love the support and it's awesome. But I guarantee that's going to happen.
I will just finish with saying that my opinion is that I think it's more than 80-20. Not because of how you play as an individual, but because of how they can control the lineup, the subs, the positioning, whatever. And I do think that makes a big difference. Because I've seen certain people play in certain positions, and you know what I mean? Like the whole dynamic, and it just doesn't work like that. And I think that is more than 20% outcome. I would say like 80-70. 30. I'm dyslexic. The 8 and the 3 are the same in my head. 37. I swear to God, it's the same in my head.
So 70-30. Yeah. Okay.
Peanuts. In my head, that made sense.
So you still think it's more of the people on the field, though?
I do think it's more the people in the field. But I think that the coach has more to do with the outcome than you're letting on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But when you become a coach, it'll be like...
Me and Mason Sidehar, we literally, because we were always roommates.
What was his opinion?
Well, it's funny. I have to call him up again, but it started off with he was like 50-50.
We should just have him on like a
call him in.
Skype right here.
But as...
He was 50-50?
Yeah. But he just like, coaches are very important, players are very important. Like that,
Well, at the same time though, don't keepers work with coaches like nonstop?
And keepers aren't very smart too.
Yeah, they hit their head a lot.
No, but he was like 50-50, and the more like we hung out, the more we talked, and I don't know, we talked a lot. And
sleepovers.
It was a sleep because we were in the hotel room all together, like 5 feet apart, and so we talked a lot. We like and you have nothing to do on these away trips besides just sit and talk and chill. And we talked a lot. That was a big topic of discussion because we'd watch soccer games and we'd always kind of talk about that. And I think I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to speak for him, but I think towards the end it was very much like he was like, you know what? Yeah, I agree. Because I was like, I kept on asking him. It's like, are you playing differently? I mean, this was hard because this is his first time playing. But I'm like, if a new coach came in here and you're still starting, I mean, how much is really going to change for you? You know? If I'm sure that he might be like, I want you to play out a little bit more. Or Mason, every time you get the ball, hit it long. Sure, that's playing, but doing the essentials. You're going to try to win the game. You're going to go off instincts. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
But he was like, right. You know what? Yeah. He's like, yeah.
I'm right. You're wrong.
You're right.
Let's end it. Thank you for listening.
Is it? Are we done right now?
Yeah, we're totally at 45. Look at.
Okay.
50.
Oh, 50 minutes.
Yeah, wow. We're going to try to keep these around 45 minutes.
That's
if we get into like a really interesting conversation.
Like that.
Like an hour. Tops.
Perfect.
We're not going to go over an hour.
All right. Sign. Oh, and then so yeah, this will be the.
Oh yeah, and thank you so much to
ChaosSoccerGear.com. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. We both really appreciate it. Yeah, go check them out. Link in the description if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, Podbean or wherever you listen to podcasts,
wherever else there is.
Go to ChaosSoccerGear.com. I should do it like ASMR. No, I can't do that.
Come on. What if we did a whole episode like that?
I would divorce you.
We're not even married yet.
What's it called? Break off the engagement?
Annulment? Engagement? Or the marriage?
No, I'm saying like, how would I say if we broke up right now?
Broke off the engagement.
Okay. Well, I'd break off the engagement.
Shut
if we did an ASMR episode, you know how weird that'd be? All right.
I think it would be a big hit.
Maybe. We'll see what they
say.
say.
We end it like that?
No.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for all the support. We'll see you on the next episode of the Against All Odds podcast. Peace.